This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Tighten up. Pull it together. Zoom. 56 the mic, boys. 56. Check 56. You must be dreaming. Mike's 56. Mike's 56. And we got to get to the ball.
They go play action. Bridgewater.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. K1 short in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And taken right on the 30. 34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jones now operating from the gun. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
DJ Moore went through some ups and downs his rookie season, but really came on strong late in the year. Finished with 55 catches, the most among Panthers, not named Christian McCaffrey. And now with Devin Funchess gone to Indianapolis, he's going to be the true WR1 for the Panthers.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Oh, Thomas unable to reel that one in, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Kill. Turn up. Like 56.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Look at me. Zipper. Go out. Watch the safety creep. Kill. Hey. Show it. He's coming. Stand. He's coming. Double up. Check. Ready.
Now Jones to throw on 3rd down. He rifles one that's it. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And this will be gathered up in the end zone. And that's a defensive touchdown. Graham Gano on for the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead.
Next, the score, Panthers 7, Saints 0.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
SOS. SOS. 59.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Bridgewater now. He'll buy some time right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
Look at me. Score. Get it.
A first carry for Christian McCaffrey, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Hey, high 7. Now.
Here's Jones. Off play action. He hits White, complete. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
This is McCaffrey. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with the defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Jones from the gun, he'll throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore with his second touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And it's now 14-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 30-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On second down, Kamara. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Hey, check. Watch twist. Watch.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Let's go.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Off the play fake. Jones. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On the ground, McCaffrey. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go. 18 Gator.
Mike 27. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they...
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Slam, slam, slam. Kill, kill.
Ready?
To throw on 3rd down, Jones. This is caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores, a 3-and-out. And oh, his first carry, he loses the football. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Third down.
Set, ready. Mike Pittsburgh.
Right there, 56. I got you. I got you.
On third down, here's Kamara. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And taken right at the 35. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Bravo.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Get it.
Jones now operating from the gun. He's going to fire one deep into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
That's a pick, boy. That's a pick. Going the other way.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
third down, Bridgewater. Brian Burns has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. He'll take it at the 42. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. An update from Buffalo. The Broncos have taken the early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Definitely worth taking another deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Jones off the play fake. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, the rookie from Florida. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football, Charles. Now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, buddy. Mike 59. Mike 59. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Mike 59, Mike. Check, 59. I got it. Check the back. Check.
Oh, a quarterback sneak on 2nd down. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Well, this is a new concept. It's 3rd down, but they've got the punt unit on. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Ready.
47. Mike's 47. Here we go, D.
Shoot.
Now a run with McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Check 26, check 26. Under 10, under 10, 10.
Yo, go.
Here's Jones on first down. Taking a shot for Samuel. That's caught inside the 20. Oh, and the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. Jones from the gun, he'll throw. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. From 3 yards out. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 28-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. On 2nd and 7, Bridgewater looking long for Thomas. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jones. Over the middle, complete. It's Webster. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. Jones now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10.
Pull it high. Go.
Now with toss, this is McCaffrey. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. He lost 6 there on the first down play. Off play action. Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
56, Mike 56. Bound to lose one. He's coming.
Jones now operating from the gun. Taking a shot for Samuel. It's caught inside the 25. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Curtis Samuel with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need a...
It's caught inside the 25. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 56 yards. Now, he's got their only touchdown. This offense struggling. They target him again.
Everyone is looking for the hot hand, and sometimes you just don't have it. Maybe it's just lukewarm. But you go to that guy and try and turn it hot. Try and get things going. Find a way to get everything kick-started. As you noted, he has their only touchdown, so he's had the most success in the game thus far.
They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and...
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Bridgewater to the end zone, but it's incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and it's 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Bridgewater. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Shaq Thompson able to record his 5th sack of the season. Fourth down, they're going. Bridgewater. And he's going to go down again. Shaq Thompson. And the Panthers will get the football back. The D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Jones, off play action, escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to... And this is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 34 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Brian Burns in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Throwing, Bridgewater. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brian Burns racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
It's now 3rd down.
3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. From the gun, Bridgewater. Eluding the pressure right. He'll let it fly in the direction. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Ted Ginn scoring a touchdown against his former mates. And the Saints are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. Bridgewater. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now here live in New Orleans, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL.
The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Saints. And now look at him go. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
Down. 70. Indy.
Watch 54. Watch 54.
General West.
Pick it up. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Bang, 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 bang. Shoot.
Gone.
Check 50.
Hey, zoom. Go.
Jones following the fumble recovery. He'll throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. The Panthers on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Check 49.
Hey.
Operating from the gun. Jones under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Marcus Davenport, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
At the 49-yard line.
Set 50, plant.
54, Mike, 54.
Let's go, D. Look at me. Zip. Ready?
On first down, Jones. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore, 49 yards. And thanks to the interception, the Panthers offense cashes in with 6. Gano now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Makes the score Panthers 49, Saints 12. Graham Gano to kick off for Carolina.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
It's coming this way, Here we go.
Off the play fake, Bridgewater. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. K1 Short has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Check 37.
Play fake, Bridgewater. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Fielded at about the 28. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Ready, ready! 60 outlaw!
Check, 47. I know he ain't got it.
Get it!
Jones now off the play fake. Flush to his right. There goes a deep ball in. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, the rookie from Florida. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. The 40. And at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he cuts right sideline and some room to go. Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Set, 8, read. Protein spill. Hey, Alpha. Hey, snap.
Now Jones on 1st and 10. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Von Bell. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And he is finally going to be brought down, but not before he gets it to the Panthers' 32-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Bridgewater on 1st down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson. Picks it.
His guys take over 1st and 10.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught by Samuel. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Panther 1st down.
It's a gain of 10.
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hey, Echo.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
On the double.
And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Jones. Off play action. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Von Bell. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like. Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one going the wrong direction. Now on 2nd and 13, Bridgewater. He's going to let it fly. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56. Not today, you are. Not today.
To throw is Bridgewater. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
It's 4th down.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been terrific so far. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all.
This is caught at the 20. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. It's up and good, and they add one more to what will wind up a fairly lopsided victory. So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that and tell their teams that's what I want all the time, and they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for Carolina, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon.